I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. And I am happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. I am happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. And I am happy. I am happy. I am happy.
Good morning, Napa Valley. So good to have everybody here. I don't hear any sound on my microphone. There we go. Thank you. So good to have everybody here today. What a blessing it is to be in community on this beautiful spring morning. A little cooler than our last few days. Enjoying every bit of it, though. The flowers are blooming everywhere, and so is Spirit emerging in us in so many unique and wonderful ways. I'm Reverend Jay. I'm the spiritual director here, so good to have you here. And we like to open our morning with some music, and we have Bodhi here today. Let's welcome Bodhi.
All that I have, all that I do, all that I am is God. Let me hear you now. All that I see, all that I hear, all that I feel is God. All that I have and all that I do, all that I am is God. All that I am is God.
Thank you, Bodhi. Wonderful, wonderful. And we know all that is God. You know, here at the center, just to give you a little reference, if the word God doesn't work for you, just replace it with whatever word of a higher power works for you. It is all the same God, all the same being, all the universal presence, universal wisdom. And we celebrate that wisdom, that knowingness within us, that intuition that's in us and around us all the time. So grateful to do that. We also like to start our service with our vision and mission statement. If you'll look at the screen, thank you everybody for joining us online as well. You have your screen there so we can read together. We are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission statement, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. We welcome all people here. This may be your first time or first time in a while just to enjoy the service today. We have a lot in store. And also those online, if this happens to be your first time, we welcome you as well. We continue to celebrate in March Women's History Month. And I just want to continue to acknowledge the women who have not waited for permission or an invitation to step into their power and their presence and their knowing that Spirit is always with them. And this center, and really all the centers for spiritual living, owes our life literally to women who have kept this center running, have been part of leadership and volunteering and being a practitioner and board members that have continued even when we're between ministers. But I also want to especially appreciate is Reverend Barbara Thomas, who was here for 17 years, and Reverend Janet was here for 17 years. So together, that was like half of our life as a center, and especially so grateful to have Reverend Janet here to speak. Such a blessing you were to this center, and continue to be as a legacy here. Your energy and your consciousness continues to inspire us and bring us great joy. So thank you, and I'm sure that will continue today. So thank you for being here. Yeah. So we have a number of things coming up, but first of all, I'd like to say a few years ago, it's almost been when we switched from being a church to a center. That was when you were still here. But our vision for doing that was we wanted to be more than a Sunday morning church, more than coming together in this. We wanted to be a center where there were always things going on. This building was used for spiritual growth, transformation, centering, a deeper connection in life. And so this week is really, I just really got it this week how that vision is being fulfilled, and we want to continue to do that. But from starting on Wednesday this week with meditation, on Thursday we had a sacred music concert. Friday we had spring equinox rituals that were both here in person and online at the same time, different rituals, different people leading them. And we had almost 20 people here and almost 20 people online at the same time. And then we had a workshop here that Shauna Marshall led. And so together, all those events that are not counting Sunday was over 100 people. That's just, so that's the vision of what we're talking about, being a center. So if you know people that do programs like that, we're looking to fill up this center during the week as well, and fill it up on Sunday. So invite friends, and great to have a strong community today. So thank you, everybody, for being here today. And then coming not this week, but next week, we're starting our Holy Week. Actually, right before that, next Sunday is Palm Sunday, which we, are non-traditional in the way we celebrate it, but it'll be great to have Calvin Johnson here with his music. That just does this way of being spiritual yet traditional in his music, but just so powerful. So great musician to have on Sunday. And then Thursday of the next week, we'll have meditation as usual on Wednesday. Thursday, we're doing a metaphysical communion. And what's important about this is we're not trying to rebrand or say something that's different or anti anybody. We're just going back to the original meaning of breaking bread ritual that was in Jewish communities, and this is even from Babylon, that bread was just a way of life. And so to get together and break bread was actually a celebration of life, not death, and a celebration of the grape juice, the wine that is the very lifeblood that flows through us, that is life. So we're celebrating that. We'll have anointing in that. It's really a great and very, very sacred service. Probably our most sacred service along with our candle lighting service. And I really recommend you come and enjoy that Thursday. Mark your calendars for April 2nd on Thursday night at 7. And then we have we'll have a wonderful Easter service on April 5th. Marion and Janet, if you remember their music, we just had to have more horns for Easter, right? So they'll be here. I don't even know where they're going to fit up here. We're going to have to figure out somewhere, but they have so much equipment, but they'll be a lot of fun. But the theme of renewal and rejuvenation on this beautiful Easter day, and then we'll also have an Easter egg hunt after the service, so that'll be something to look forward to on April 5th. And then we have a new class starting on April 16th on a Thursday. It's called The Consciousness and the Creative Process. And I put this little symbol up there, little diagram about start to end. And I think all of you can relate to that. You set out an intention, and then there's it's not a straight line. And so I'm calling these classes lab classes, which means if you remember taking biology classes, you had the theory and then you went into the lab to dissect and investigate. And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to dissect and investigate and figure out what it is that helps you individually. Everybody has their own creative process. What helps you create that life that you're seeking? And we're going to be using the work of Wendy DeRosa, who wrote Becoming an Empowered Empath, and Julia Cameron, who wrote The Artist Way, and their work to add to this process along with traditional new thought. So that starts April 16th, 6 weeks class. And for volunteers and donors here at the NVCSL, there's a discount price of $120. Register online or at the information table. So thank you for considering that class there. Online, for you people online, it'll also be hybrid. So I have a new little tool called an OWL. I'll let you know about that more later. So. And then May 2nd, right around the corner, really, is our Sip and Save, our annual benefit that benefits the work we do in the world of transformation and growth and education and consciousness work we do, and we appreciate your support of us celebrating compassion that makes a difference. And we, as part of that, we have premium wine tasting, savory food, a raffle, and a silent auction. We also have awards for Compassionate Heart Awards, they're called. And this year we have 4 recipients: Megan Dominici, Desa Binstock. St. John's Mission Farm is a team that produces thousands of food each year for the food bank, and Jim Jones for a lifetime of service. So those people will be honored at that event. So what you can do to support this is, right now it's an ABCD. A is for auction. You could donate to the auction. Some people have already been approaching me about that. Wine, art, jewelry, gift cards, services of different kinds. And then B, be an individual or business sponsor. That's at an upper level above tickets, but it includes tickets if you're a sponsor. C is for community creation. Volunteer to be on one of the teams. And D, date, make sure you mark your calendars. May 2nd, invite friends and neighbors. We'll have flyers starting next week that you can hand out to people. Tickets are on sale online at now. So please be a part of that glorious celebration we have each year. Also, just as we move into this time of prayer, I know many of you were at the memorial for Connie yesterday. And just, we are continuing to celebrate her life through this weekend, actually probably every day. I know for us, a symbol of her gift she gave to the valley are like plants, like bulbs that continually every year bloom, come up, and just like the flowers and the trees that bloom every year. And so her legacy, the program she started and the inspiration she gave to so many individuals, continues to bloom, and we continue to honor her life that she was in giving of her soul and her wisdom and her patience. So many wonderful things she was for so many people. So we continue to honor her, and so happy that we were able, and Reverend Janet was able to MC the service yesterday, and we were able to honor her life as so many people in this valley are. And we bring it up now as we go into prayer, because we continue to hold her soul that makes this graceful and easy transition to our next expression, which we know it will be full of life, just like she was full of life here, as well as those family and friends who still mourn her loss. You remain in our prayers today as we go into this song.
The meditation.
Yeah.
And as we continue in this space, this beautiful, sacred space, grounding, feeling the energy rising up from the earth, being in this very precious moment in the balance between light and dark at the equinox. We embrace this energy, knowing that we are here now in the perfect place, doing exactly the right thing at the right time, enjoying the energy and feeling it as it blesses our life, feeling it as it breathes our lungs, beats our heart, this amazing energy we call spirit. And I know that in this moment, I am all that I need, that God is in me and as me moves through me in this present moment and each beautiful moment that follows. And I give thanks for this. I am so grateful. My heart is so open and my eyes are open as well to the beauty that surrounds me. This beautiful place, this beautiful center where we have this amazing energy swirling all around us. And through that lens, I see all the beauty in the world that is sometimes hidden. I see it because I feel it, because I know its presence through spirit. And I'm so grateful. I give thanks for this knowing. I give thanks for this perfect moment, releasing it to the law of spirit. And so it is. I am so blessed. I am so grateful to be here. And I'm so excited to see Reverend Janet. I brought my green. Let's see. Let's see if we'll just keep it at an even keel. Yesterday was an amazing moment for me. I started with the ritual that we had here at the center on Friday night, and it was such an amazing just feeling of opening to bigger possibilities, things that, you know, sometimes I look out into the world and I don't see the things that I want to see. And I know that my job as a practitioner is to see the world that works for everyone, to find those places where it does work and to focus and to intend to focus on those things. But I get distracted. And, you know, I was thinking about it a year ago. I stood up here right about this time, and I felt amazing. I was in probably, you know, the best place that I've been in a really long time. I was just about to turn 60, and I had lost 100 pounds. It had taken me 8 years to do so. And it was like I felt like such a great weight had lifted off of me. And I spoke about, you know, what to do in case of a fire, you know, stop, drop, and roll. You know, I talked about stop, drop, and flow. And, you know, I had created a new I am statement for myself. And one of the things I said was, you know, I have good energy all day long, and my body is healthy and strong. So it was kind of a shock when a month later, just right after my 60th birthday, that I ended up in the hospital. And what happened after was just a series of hospitalizations, surgeries, and ways in which my body told me, no, there was more work to do. And it was hard and it was frustrating for me. But, you know, I stand here today in resilience, knowing that, you know, I've been through that fire. And I feel amazing, and my body is healthy and strong. And each and every day, I affirm that to myself, knowing that if there's something or some change I need to make, I will be gently guided. That was like falling into a hole or going over the cliff, but my eyes are wide open, and I am
very mindful of my self-care practice, which is why I wanted to do, when Reverend Jay said to the practitioners, we'd like you to do some workshops, I thought, I've got it. Spring cleaning. Let's clean this up. And, one of the things that we did do, we opened the ceremony, with a ceremony connecting with people all over the world who had been inspired by the Peace Walk. And we chanted love, peace, unity, and respect. And it was my intention to close the workshop with having us say, I am love, I am peace, I am unity, and I am respect. However, the workshop we got really involved, and we were having fun, and we were blending oils, and we were looking at crystals, and it kind of got away from me. So I'm going to take the opportunity now, I see a few of you here that were at the workshop, and if the rest of you will join us, to just say out loud, I am love, I am peace, I am unity, and I am respect. And so it is. Thank you.
We can choose our reality. We can choose our life. We can choose to love one another. We can choose the light. We can choose to see what we want to see. We can let it go. We can choose to let ourselves be more than what we've known. Standing there with our open heart, dancing with the wind. Each of us choosing our own part. Let the play begin. We can heal our relationships. We can heal our life. We can heal the bitter pain that rips the world with strife. We can heal the gender war. We can heal our children's world. We can heal the angry nations as the peace flag is unfurled. Standing there with our open hearts, dancing with the wind. Each of us choosing our own part. Let the play begin. Or we can choose the shadow world and hide behind the night. We can build a wall of fright and never let love through. Sometimes we choose to die inside, to close our eyes and deny what's right. Or we can choose our inner light. The choice is up to me and you. Standing here with our open heart, dancing with the wind. Each of us choosing our own part. Let the play begin. We can choose our own part. We can choose our part in the fantasy. We can choose to open our hearts. We can choose our own reality. We can choose our own part. We can choose our part in the fantasy. We can choose to open our hearts. We can choose our own reality, our own reality. The choice is up to me and you. It's up to me and you to awaken the sleeping dream that's inside of us. To awaken the sleeping dream that's inside Thank you.
There's a a verse in the Old Testament in the Jewish sacred text from Isaiah who says that a voice of one in the wilderness calls to prepare the way. And Isaiah is channeling something from a higher being about preparing the way for spirit in his life and encourages us to do the same. When I came here 12 years ago, there was a voice of one that prepared the way for me. And that voice of one was Reverend Janet Garvey Stangvik. I will be forever grateful for the grace and ease that she bonded me with the community as I got here without any separation at all. It was a graceful and conscious dance, and I so appreciate that. We'll always be grateful. I know many of you have had sacred relationships with Janet also. I was going to say old timers, but Bodhi told me to say long timers. So, okay. So I'm reframing that. You long timers. And I would just like to, Janet, could you come up here for a moment? And what I'd like to do is just go through the room, and if you have a word describing Janet, that this beautiful conscious being that I have, that just call it out. So let's begin over here. What words do you have to describe Janet?
Grace and ease and love.
Kindness.
Love.
Love.
Compassion.
Compassion.
Joy.
Joy. You both said joy? Teacher.
Spiritual mother.
Spiritual mother. Accepting. Love me. Like loving. Lovely. Welcoming. Sorry. Thank you. Humor. And back here, I missed one. Inspirational. Beautiful. Outrageous. Fascinating. Complimentary. A hilarious goddess. Divine feminine. Supportive. Storyteller. Yes. Authentic. Patient. Embracing. Fun. Encouraging. Powerful. Divine maternal energy. Beautiful. And she's all of this, funny, and more. So I give you Reverend Janet Garvey Stangvik.
For those of you who have given me kind words, I'll pay you a little later, okay? Thank you so much. It feels like I'm home and I'm with my family, and that feels really wonderful to me. So just to know how close I feel to you, when I was doing Connie's memorial and people said, "Oh, you're Reverend Janet. Didn't you have red hair?" Or something? Oh, yeah, that's me. They didn't know who I was. And I'm like, but they're telling me, and their hair is as white as mine. I'm like, what the heck? So it was so perfect. And this place is so special, and there's so much love here. And I just honor Reverend Jay. I came in the courtyard, the whole place is just up-leveled and beautiful. When I was driving with Joanne, and we came across the corner, and I saw this big structure across the street, and I was, what's that? Wow, a lot of growth in Napa. And I just want to say, when I came to Napa, the two women, there were two women before me, Reverend Barbara and a minister preceding her, two women. I was telling Joanne this the other night. I was with these they were older women. I was a new minister, and they were older women, and they took me to lunch and told me what they wanted. And I said, okay. They wanted a community. This was Barbara Smith. think of all the names, Phyllis Brace, just a community of older women, and they said, we want Napa to be a place of peace, a peace center in the world. That was their vision. And I said, okay. And they pushed me along to do many things that I hadn't even thought about. They wanted something, and I was so grateful to their intention, to the vision that they held. And I see it coming forward, you know, when I look and hear and feel the community and what's going on, and seeing the communions and the workshops and, you know, the music. And so, Reverend Jay, I just want to compliment that everything has progressed with dreams that have been held long before I got here and will be held long after I'm here. And since I have white hair, I always reference this. I played the granny card like you couldn't believe it. Oh my God. You know, I'm not a techie. I just haven't moved. I'm not good at it, but I work at it. But I go to the airport and it's all confusing and I don't know what, and I need help. And then I just go up to someone and say, do you have a grandma? And they say, yeah. I said, do you help your grandma? And I said, do you need to adopt someone today? And they say, well, I do. And then they help me and I get through and things work out. So, but in that, getting the white hair and being the grandma comes the wisdom. And the wisdom is we are in rough seas right now. I don't butter that up. I don't say, we're in difficult times. And one of the gifts that religious science has given all of us is the ability, as Bodhi had written in a song, is to choose. We have choice in how it's going to come out. And we are going to affect the outcome. And right now, I was through the dark times too. Everything in the world was so dark, and I'm thinking, oh, this can't be what I dreamed of. How did we take this turn in the road? How did we divide from each other? How did we get so divisive? And knowing, but I'd come back to the principles of religious science, knowing that we're really one. This is what we teach. We teach that we are one. There's one life. That life is God. And that life created all of us. It's in us. It's around us. It's so much more than us. And it's what we're made of. And every time we deviate from that oneness, we find ourselves in big trouble. So I know Reverend Jay was working with the book. And the book you were working with had revolutionary agreements, making agreements. And I know that you did listening with the heart and respecting our differences, and today was resolving conflict directly, and that was the topic. Resolving conflict directly, and that really was a very big piece, because when you're in, I always like to say you, but I really mean myself. When I'm in conflict and I don't want to deal with it directly, and that's fair enough. You know, somebody hurts your feelings, somebody does something for you. You don't want to deal with it directly. You need some time to process it, to figure it out. But you also, or I also, let me just take ownership here. Connie is on my, do your own inventory, Janet. the voice goes, you know. When I don't want to deal with it, what do? I'll call somebody so I can tell the story, because I know they're going to agree with me and they'll get on my bandwagon. So I call someone, you know what someone did to you? That person did that to me, you know how? Oh, and then the story goes on. And then the person who I'm having conflict is calling their friends. And everybody is building up their divisions so that we can feel better about ourselves, to avoid going directly to the person and resolving the conflict. Now that's a skill that we have to learn, because going directly isn't easy, because you have to think it out, you have to think what you want, you have to think what is going on? How can I actually be in integrity with my spiritual truth? If you come to a church, if you come to a center, you have already made a commitment in your heart and your mind for a spiritual life. It's a dimension in your life. I live in a place in Southern California that not everybody has that dimension. It's a lot of external stuff that goes on. And people, you know, if you choose a spiritual life, you're going to find a spiritual center to go to. So you can remember who we truly are. I mean, we know ourselves as spiritual beings, as expressions of God. This is who we say we are. That's what's outrageous. That's what's, the message is so grandiose, and I love grandiosity. I think it's fabulous. And I think that's why I'm attracted to it, because it can't be big enough. We are the very life of God. It sounds, well, my family, when I say it, they say, Janet from another planet. That's a whole other story, because they can't comprehend the idea that I actually believe, know, and stand in the middle of conflict and say, there is one life. That life is God. That is our life now. And they're like, have you turned on the news, girl? Yes, I have. And I've also turned on something inside of myself, something that's already there. I heard this thing from my son, sent it to me this morning, which he never does, but I wanted to share it with you. It was something from Wayne Dyer, and he talks about an orange. And he says, this orange, if I squeeze it and really squeeze it hard, what am I going to get out of this? Orange juice. I'm not going to get apple juice or tomato juice. I'm going to get orange juice, right? And no matter what happens, the truth is, I can only get orange juice out of that. And then he talked about when you're squeezed, when I'm squeezed, what comes out of me? Maybe anger, because I don't want to be squeezed. Upset, judgment, I just don't want to be, all those things are coming out of me. Oh God, I don't want to be squeezed. And then I start blaming the person who squeezed me when all those things come out. So I don't take it on that, oh, that's in me? That was already in the orange? No, it's the one who squeezed me that made that come out. So it was like, oh, I have to really do the work to know that inside of me, which we say is the very presence of love. And no matter what the distraction is, we have to understand when we're being squeezed, our spiritual practice is really to bring ourselves to the reminding of there is a power in us. We don't always feel it or touch it, but we have to reaffirm it all the time so it's anchored in us. There's a power in us greater than we are. It's the religious science basic teaching. It's always there. We have to call on it. We have to nurture it. We have to bring it forward in all the ways that it needs to come forward. And especially in these times, in divisiveness. When I'm squeezed, I'm watching the news, angry, I'm upset on this. I have to remember that I can step aside, I can choose something else, and I have to put my energy into love, because this is passing. Everything comes, everything goes. This is passing. This hair has earned me the right to sit and to say, this too shall pass. But I am planting the seed for future generations. The consciousness I'm holding today is going to be what's happening in the future. When I look at the world now, it's like a big pimple that broke. Sorry to say, but that's what it is, because it's been festering, it's been in the system. The division, the ideas that we're not enough, the ideas that the world isn't good enough. I can't get enough. There's not enough food to feed everyone. There's not, these ideas, baloney ideas, phony baloney ideas that are out there that we know are not true, but they've been festering and we've engaged in them for so long, and now they're up. There's no hiding. There's no hiding behind hoods or the Ku Klux Klan and all that stuff. It is out in public, as we know. And because it's out in public, we see it very clearly, all the ways we're divided from each other, all the prejudices we have, all the ways we step back. And so in that, in the division of it all, our work is to remember the truth. And because everything is up, it's getting healed. You know, when you have an infection, Dr. Reed, you know this, you have an infection, it stays in the body and it just kind of lingers around. But when you're ready to get healed, it comes to the surface to get your attention. It gets your attention, and once it gets your attention, you have to take care of it. So I just want to appreciate this community so much, because I believe you're taking care of the wound that we're all involved in right now. By the love, by coming together, by engaging in these things, we're doing our part. It's going to make a difference. Things are going to change. It looks one way now, but it's up for a healing. This is a birth. We've been talking about an evolutionary process, a consciousness that we've been holding for a long time. Religious science has come out with a statement, a world that works for everybody. Talk about grandiose, right? But it's possible. Why wouldn't it be possible if we are the very light of God? If we have the power of God within us, why wouldn't that be impossible? No, but we have to learn how to come together, the skill. I appreciate the books that you're sharing, revolutionary ideas, because we need a skill set. We have the consciousness, it's the skill set of application. And believe me, in religious science, I know the one skill set is prayer. It's the one thing where you stop looking outside and you start to spend some time going inside. And in our tradition, we do the prayer in a way, it's not like a beseeching prayer. For us, prayer is changing your mind about who you are and your relationship to God. The world is so transactionary. The transactionary God is, I'll be good if you just do this for me. I'll be good so you don't send me to a fiery furnace. It's all transactional. It's not from love. It's not from, because I've been graced with life, because the world is so beautiful, because love is in the world, because of your kindness and grace, I remember who I am and I bring forth more love. This is the work of our times. This is what we're all called to do right now. And my heart is so touched when I come here and I see beauty and I see an oasis in the middle of lots of things going on. There is an oasis that's important. It's a seed that is sprouting now all over. I loved the reference to the monks traveling on foot and their little dog Loki. Oh, I love Loki. I want a little Loki. Yeah. It's there. We all know it, but we're learning the skill set. We're learning how to manage it. My suggestion for you is prayer. That's the one thing I know. Everything else, I have to go to books and look up, oh, I'm supposed to say this? Okay, I will. Don't say, what? Oh, could you tell me more? That's a skill set. But going to prayer is another thing. Going to prayer is shutting everything out for some time, just even if it's a minute, and going inside and saying, where did I get my life from? From the divine, from the infinite, from God, from goodness. And that life is supported. That life is here to express love, kindness, goodness, and every other life is a gift. So holding that consciousness is really what we're all about. And when I come back here, I always know this is the root where one of the strongest ministries, this action takes place. The prayer is, when we're doing it, technically we say there's 5 steps to prayer. But all that means is we have to do 5 things to change our consciousness. There is one life, step 1. There is one life. That life is God. That life is my life now. You are the hands, you are the heart. You're the place God shows up. There can be no other place. It's up to us. Thank you for the song, Bodhi. It is up to us. And the second is, I am one with that life. That's a big claim because God has always been outside of us. And I still have that knowing that God is more than I am, but the only place I'm going to find God is right here in my own heart. And that's where I have to let everything go, come back and say, I know you're here. I know your presence is with me right now. It is within me, around me, and through me, as you said this morning in your prayer, Jed. And then the third part is make that declaration. Because of that, I now choose to live a life of love, abundance, health, grace, wisdom, whatever choice, because that's the gift we've been given. We've been given the gift of choice. And because we get to choose, I just love coming back. I love speaking about it. Always choose love. It'll never take you in the wrong direction. And then love how you want to express it, as beauty, as wholeness, however it needs to be for you. And then when you get to that choosing, you have to believe, or at least walk in the direction of the belief that because of the power within you, the speaking of your word means something, that you really do have choice. So you just send the thank you card and believe that it's in operation right now. And because I spoke in my word, I give thanks. I give thanks. And then I let that infinite divine presence do what it's going to do to bring forth your choice in life. And so it's that simple, but it's challenging at times. So this is my gift to be here. And yesterday with Connie, it was, losing a friend was hard, really hard. And I sat with Connie in my heart for a long time, and I wished her well. And I told the story at the memorial. 6 weeks before Connie died, she called me up at 6 in the morning. Now, when you get a call at 6 in the morning, it's anxiety. And she called me up, and it was like, "Hi, Janet." Now, that wasn't Connie. She's usually, "Hi, Janet," but this was, "Hi, Janet," enthusiastic, and I'm like, "Oh, hi, Connie." And she said, "I'm calling you to tell you I am so happy." She said, "I'm really happy, Janet." And I said, "I'm really happy for you." She goes, "No, I sold my house. I moved in with my kids in Oregon. We bought a new house. I have property. I see my grandkids. It's just the way I wanted it." And it made my heart really, really happy. And yesterday at her service, what I realized, we all have choice. We have choices to make our life work. And Connie made it work right to the end. She she didn't let the world, the circumstances around her, or anything. Connie just forged forward to do what's in her heart. So I just invite you, whatever your dream is, you all have something that you're here to do and to give, whatever it is, just forge forward. And in the end, when your hair, all of you don't have white hair, but when you do have these older moments where you reflect on your life, there will be such gratitude for the goodness of God and the grace of God, and how what looked like a bad day turned into the best day of your life a lot of times. And that's what I think is happening right now, that what looks like our worst days, somehow, if we see it or we don't see it, have the faith that this is going to be a turnaround. And the world, our children's children, will understand the sense of separation will be closed, and will understand there is one life. That life is God. That life will be our life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Janet. And she'll be around for coffee and everything afterwards, so you'll get a chance to speak with her then. Let's continue with our music.
The light of God's wisdom shining within me, guidance from that place inside is like a beacon on the sea. Advice from the world outside can sometimes lead me astray. Choosing to follow the light of God, I always find my way. In the light of God, sing it with me. The light of God, in the light of God, oh, oh. In the light of God, in the light of God, in the light of God, oh, oh. The joy of God's presence is glowing in my soul. The peace of this warmth inside is worth its weight in gold. Fear from the world outside can sometimes confuse my mind. Choosing to feel the joy of God, I'm back on course in time. In the light of God, in the light of God, in the light of God, oh, oh. In the light of God, in the light of God, in the light of God, oh, oh. In the light of God, in the light of God, in the light of God, oh, oh. In the light of God, in the light of God, in the light of God, oh, oh.
So good to have you here today, Janet. And just a heads up, it's a pretty full service today, and Easter in 2 weeks may be also full. So if you have planned to bring a group of people with you, like say 4 or more, let us know and we can save you seats. We will only save them till 10:20 though, so be here because, you know, if more people are coming in, we need to release those seats. But also, for those of you who might come here right at 10:30 or afterwards, I invite you to get here early on Easter Day also to find your seats. And we encourage all of you to be here for that. It'll be a fun service with Ariana and Janet. So this is our time in our service when we encourage you to be part of our law of circulation, because that which you give continues to give in your life in many other ways. If our ushers could come forward, please. We have many different ways that you can give, including online donations, texting, making checks available to either to mail in or here today. And there's a QR code that helps also if you want to use that. So what I would like to invite you to do is to imagine that which you're giving today or that which you've given in the past hold it in your hand and put over your heart and repeat the affirmation that's on the screen. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is.
God is the source of who I am. God is the dream of what I do. And if it's God I'm talking to, I give myself to be used by you. God is the source of who I am. God is the dream of what I do. And if it's God I'm talking to, I give myself to be used by you. God is the source of who I am. God is the dream of what I do. And if it's God I'm talking to, I'll give myself to be used by you. God is the source of who I am. God is the dream of what I do. And if it's God I'm talking to, I give myself to be used. I give myself to be used. I give myself to be used by you.
We so appreciate everybody being here today. Being in the service, whether it's your first time in a while, or just your continuing attendance here. We so appreciate it. We do have a gift for those who are here for the first time, just a little pamphlet about our information, about who we are. If you were willing to raise your hand, we'll be glad to give you that pamphlet just to let us know. I reckon some people I haven't seen in a while, but I've seen you before, so I guess there's not so good to have everybody here. And please know this community continues to grow and evolve, and would love you to be a part of it on a regular basis. So we have a blessing here. This seems to be out of order. There we are. So we raise our hands to each other and we say, "We bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community," and so it is. So good to have everybody here today. I'd also want to let you know that if you do want to make a reservation for Easter, or any questions you have, if you could refrain from emailing Mary for the next 2 weeks, because she's going to go get another knee. She got one knee replaced. She's going to go to her other knee replaced. So we bless you and hold you in prayer, and let her be in peace. Okay, so you can use my email or that's fine, or nvcsl1237@gmail.com, which is also a place that we'll check those. So respond to the emails you get. Those go back to NVCSL. So we'll do that. So we are a service, faith founded on prayer. And so I so appreciate Janet bringing that into focus today. And I would invite our practitioners to come forward. You can fill out prayer requests in the lobby or online. And I can't tell you how much value and how much healing I've had because of practitioner prayers that I've had in person. There's something about that, about just an awakening I have when I'm in that presence. So I want to honor our practitioners. And if you so want a prayer, please remain in the sanctuary. And if you are going out to have conversation with Janet or anybody else, just take your conversation out into the courtyard so we can keep this as a sacred space. We so appreciate that. And then also, if you are online, we have a Zoom account with Rob Ward, who was the one who led, along with a friend of his, led the online spring equinox service, and he's also does chats after the service or prayers with you if you so want to online. Just there's a different link you have to go to, and that's on the website or on your email that you might have got. And by the way, if you don't get our Sunday emails or our Friday emails, please sign up for that. That you can do that on the table, as well as information table for classes are out there, and anything else you'd like. We've got a soul collage coming up, so anything like that, please do that. So that's available for you after the service. Hope you're able to do that. And I don't think we have children today. We didn't have a children's program, but we bless them where they are. And we are ready to close up with our closing song, but please stand for the affirmation. So repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
I am led by Spirit.
I am led by Spirit.
I'm guided by wisdom.
I'm guided by wisdom.
I'm protected by love.
I'm protected by love.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am so grateful.
I am so grateful.
And so it is.
I am a prayer for peace. Wherever I go, peace goes with me. I feel peace inside. In every breath, peace and pride. And I know the joy of being. And I choose fear to release. Every moment love wakes up and peace is every step.